Simon Le Bon, a theater student at Birmingham University, had been a child actor. He made a dramatic entrance.
And Simon came down for an audition in the legendary purple leopard skin pants.
Pink leotard tights? No, it's all wrong. Don't believe anything you hear from anybody else. Get the real from me.
He looked right, and he had lyrics. So it's like, wow, somebody's written lyrics already? These are songs in here, you know, we just got to put some music to this.
And I thought, well, you've got a working class guitar player, a guy with a poetry, you've got a makeup school, you know, a synthesizer lesson, and we had a bass player and drummer.
By 1980, Duran Duran's lineup included John Taylor, Nick Rhodes, Roger Taylor, Andy Taylor, and Simon Le Bon.
Those guys were talking about being professional. I was just thinking, yeah, just keep them sweet and I'll come and do it weekends. But that idea was soon knocked out of me by John. He said, no, we're going on the way. I was so nervous. I walked on stage. I'd never stood on stage and said anything without having a script before. I'm saying the most stupid thing ever. So they went, this is our party. This is your party. You know, crap.
Duran Duran mixed elements of glam rock, punk, and disco to create a smart, danceable departure from the angry, hard-edged punk rock that dominated the British music scene.
And I think it captured people's imagination, all of that colour. The music was attractive, slightly escapist. It was a celebration of life.
They were just young and fresh, and it was the crowd, it was the style, it was the fashion, it was the music, it was magic.
I wouldn't say it was a no-brainer for the record companies, but certainly, you know, it looked on the cards that this could be a band that could come out and have hits out of the box.
With the release of their self-titled debut album in 1981, Duran took full advantage of an exciting new record marketing tool, the music video.
It was Paul's idea to really go for the video thing.
Visual medium, videos, film. We grew up watching the Sergio Leone movies, the Bond movies. We're a product of that experience.
They felt that they were doing sort of something which was entertainment and would be watched and enjoyed. It wasn't just a selling product.
Duran's risque video for Girls on Film earned the dubious honor of being banned by both the BBC and MTV.
I think that song was actually like the #1 video jukebox song for about 3 years running. It's quite incredible, really. So what a little bit of Ice Cube on the nipple will do for you.
With record sales driven not just by radio play, but also by their notorious music videos, it was time to sell Duran Duran to America.
If you asked the ambition of a British group, ultimately, America would be top of the list. And basically, if you broke Europe, you paid the bills. If you broke America, you had a life.
Coming up, Duran Duran becomes a global teen sensation.
Suddenly it was, there was just so much attention and so much hysteria.
And later, an accident at sea threatens the life of Simon Le Bon.
But 5 hours out from the start, we were in third place, and I was inside the boat, and there's an almighty bang.
When Behind the Music continues. When Duran Duran broke out in 1981, they were a potent mass media package. 5 stylish pretty boys playing danceable pop tunes backed by sexy music videos. After completing their second album, Rio, in '82, they went to Sri Lanka to shoot a series of exotic videos that would set the standard for music television.
Because there were no rules and no one really knew what they were meant to be, you could nearly do anything. There were no major creative meetings or sort of script notes and whatever. We just went off and did them.
Well, we had knives drawn on us and sort of by elephant keepers and demanding more money.
The fact that Roger was on the male elephant, which saw the female elephant down the river and went charging off with Roger on his back, and the managers could see that they would need a new drummer soon. On Rio, we lost a whole day of shooting because out in the boat, the whole crew and the band were throwing up the whole time. There was no heavy, deep thought into, but what does that really mean, and what do we, I mean, it really came from this music says this to me, okay, let's film it.
The band was creating indelible video images, and those images sold their music. Duran's artistic vision shaped the way they packaged their records and themselves.
I mean, I always looked at us as more like a little multimedia corporation as opposed to a rock band.
In many ways, one says that they should really be in the fashion business, but in a way they are. They are in the fashion business.
And they made their clothes a major part of their whole image.
But the one we always went back to was Anthony Price. He was the guru of style.
Anthony's style is very strong and graphic and quite sculptural. He's always been into shapes. In another life, you could quite imagine being a sort of sculptor.
I was one of the first people to foray into the marriage between fashion and music. I have to tell you, when I started, the two loathed each other. Fashion thought that music was sweaty and disgusting, and music thought fashion was snobbery, snobby cows.
Hungry Like the Wolf hit the U.S. airwaves in February of '83 and caused a sensation on radio and music television. Duran Duran arrived in America, where the media hyped them as the new Beatles and dubbed them the Fab Five. The band soon found it wasn't safe to travel the streets alone. Adoring teenage fans pursued them everywhere.
We did an in-store signing on Times Square, it was. And somebody said, there's a few people out there. We got there, there's 12,000 people. And we got back to the hotel. That night it was on the ABC News at 6. And we thought, gentlemen, we have arrived.
This is ridiculous.
Absolutely. Totally ridiculous.
Please tell me now. In '83, Duran Duran shared a rare distinction with the Beatles and Elvis Presley, when Duran's single, Is There Something I Should Know, made its chart debut at #1.
We get on stage and we play our songs, which a lot of them were kind of sexual, and we'd have this wave of energy, of sexual energy, sort of come towards us.
Well, it's just like a wall of sound, you know, where the screaming didn't stop. There was no sort of recognition between a song starting and a song finishing and another song starting. It was just a wall of hysteria.
It really was like Beatlemania. I'd never seen anything like it before or since.
Walk out of a backstage door or something, thinking there was nobody there, and suddenly there'd be 500 people running at you.
Being banned from hotel after hotel, in New York especially, because they got fed up with all the fans outside the whole time screaming, keeping the guests away.
With their conquest of America, Duran became international cover boys. Yet as popular as they were with teenage fans, the music press was unimpressed. Duran got hammered by the critics.